I've been hearing about Gridiron since high school, but I guess for start the podcast, I mean, like, welcome, guys. Like, for those who don't know, this is Jonathan Sutherland and Luiji Vilain. We all went to high school, which is really crazy. You know, like usually you don't really see like a lot of people like come up like that, and like especially in your own circle, you know.
And
so
two from the same school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was seeing you both went to the name is so
Episcopal High School, yeah.
Episcopal, in Virginia. Were you there at the same time?
Yeah, so he went the year before me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
that was grade 10, right?
Yeah.
Grade 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grade 11 for me. So.
And you went what from grade 12 there into college?
Yeah.
Same year. So you went Penn State. You were at
Michigan.
Yeah.
Started off at Michigan.
Yeah, and you went to Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, my last year.
So yeah, one thing I was curious about was like, so after Michigan, you got drafted to Toronto, and you decided to stay in school.
Yeah.
Why? What made you make that decision? And also, like, was there someone you were talking to that helped you make that decision?
So pretty much, like, we knew that we were gonna get drafted to the CFL before we were done college. So it's kind of like when you're a Canadian player, they kind of just draft you knowing that you might not be there just to have your rights.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like somebody that wants to go to the NFL and has a chance. So they're going to draft you just in case, you know, let's say something doesn't work out or you end up wanting to go back.
Yeah.
That team can, you know, you go back to play for that team.
Okay, so it stays available. Even though you went back to school, you could have still gone.
Yeah. So I was in the middle. I was, I think it was during COVID, 2020, 2021, around that time.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I wanted to stay at Michigan, but I knew that I was gonna end up going somewhere else. In college. So
and like you got that fifth year because COVID or something, right? Like
So I redshirted my freshman season due to injury.
Yeah.
So I had an extra year for that, and then COVID on top of that just gave a lot of people extra years. So,
I mean, I know we're jumping ahead right now, but I want to kind of take you guys back, like the roots of all things, you know, like I know we all grew up in Ottawa, but like how was it like growing up in Ottawa for you guys? I know like this is a relatively small city, you know, and like it's how was that like for you guys growing up here in Ottawa?
Well, I would say it was kind of a blessing in disguise, you know, when I kind of think like the grand scheme of things at this point, because you know, playing football in Canada is a lot different than playing football in the States. And just the, you know, the competitive nature of the game, obviously the opportunity of the game. So being away from the States, I think Luigi can speak for himself, but personally, it kind of made me more hungry and motivated to get out in a sense.
Okay.
So you know, and then obviously, you know, when you're surrounded by athletes like Luigi and Roll working together, you know, towards the same goal, you know, I think that really made the transition, you know, easy. And, you know, it kept us motivated because we wanted to get out of the city.
Yeah. Okay. And how was that transition though, going from playing in Ottawa to the States? Like, I'm sure that the school, the program, everything was so different. Was it a big shock?
It was definitely a big shock, but I feel like us going to camps and, you know, competing at events in the States definitely prepped us to have that mindset, because we already had that mindset here in Ottawa. Like it's kind of like we were like almost not outsiders, but there was very few people with the mindset that we had. Like we spent like 6-7 days a week training every single day for that moment. So once you got there, it's kind of like, all right, here it is.
How do you lock in that mindset at an early age? You know, because usually at a young age, bro, like, I mean, we all went to the same school, but like you guys were grinding it out every single day, you know, before school or after school, you guys were training. Like, how do you, as a kid, you know, at the end of the day, we were kids back then, but like, how do you dial into that mindset? Like, yo, this is grind mode and this is what I got to do.
For me, I would say, you know, the earlier, you know, when you're at a young age, you got to have vision, right? You got to know what you want to accomplish, because there comes a point where when you reach a certain age, it may be too late.
Yeah,
I think that, you know, when we were 12, 13, you know, we knew what we wanted to do. We wanted to go down south, play NCAA football, get a scholarship, obviously play in the league. So we knew what we wanted to do. And, you know, with that vision in mind, we also, you know, that's where the plan came.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we gonna do that? What are we gonna do to get, you know, to achieve our goals?
Yeah.
And obviously that's when, you know, Victor, you know, took us in and then kind of showed us the blueprint. All right, well, we had to put in that work. We had to travel down south, compete in showcases, 7-on-7s and all that.
Yeah.
And I would say that.
Yeah, like I would say too, like you said, Victor, you know, he's probably one of the biggest reasons that, you know, for me, I know for Jonathan too, probably, you at that age it's tough to, you know, stay locked in all the time, but it's about who you have around you, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I had this guy, I had Patrice, I had those guys, I had especially Coach Vic to keep you locked in, because there's gonna be times where, like, you know, you might stray mentally because it's so, like, you gotta be locked in all the time. So when you have that dedicated structure and when you have, you know, a good group of people around you, it makes the transition a little bit easier.
Was there ever like any time where like you were discouraged just because like you were in a small city and whatnot? Like has there ever been a time where you guys like, yo, this isn't even worth it, just because like there's no one really around us that's really doing it?
Well, we had a couple guys that had went before us, like, you know, Michael O'Connor, Ilianku. But yeah, it was definitely tough because for me personally, those guys went before me. So I had to take a year, and I was just here. Like, I'm used to being with these guys every single day, you know what I mean? And then they went off, we're doing their thing, and I'm like, damn, you know, like I wanted to go with them. Like, same year, but also it was a blessing in disguise for me because I was really able to lock in with school, lock in with my training. Like, I stepped into a leadership role at Gridiron, so you know, a lot of the younger guys were looking up to me. So I had to really focus up and, you know, lock in, like I said. But so.
But at that age, like, you kind of answered it there, but like, were either of you, did you have any other visions in life, or was it football, this is what it is and this is what I'm doing? Did you have like careers that you were thinking of, or was that it? It was clear that's where you're headed.
I kind of always wanted to. It was really football. Obviously, you know, I had, you know, business ideas and things what to do later, but for the most part, it was football. Like, football was gonna put me in the position, you know, to obviously network and
get those ideas in action.
Down the road,
for me, when I was younger, I wanted to be a chef. Like,
really? Okay.
No, for real.
That's
like,
the furthest thing I could imagine you as being.
That's what I was
But
wondering.
that's pretty hype, bro. That's pretty humble.
For real though, because like my parents, they worked a lot, so I was always at home, like trying different things.
What was you cooking?
I was making pastas and stuff.
Can you cook right now?
I can cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you kept it going.
Shout out to my girl though. She cooks a lot. Takes care of me.
There you go.
But yeah, so I was trying those things, but then when I got to the age of like 12, 13, that's when football really, like, when I started Gridiron, that's when I was like, all right, you know, it's this or nothing for real. So I really put all my focus towards that, and, you know, having other people around you with the same focus makes it so much easier. So,
What were you both taking in college?
So I got my undergrad in labor employment relations.
Okay.
And then I got my minor in leadership development, and then my master's in educational leadership.
Wow, that's sick, because that's like, that definitely leads you into the business field. Like, you can take a leadership role, like, once you get to that point. That sounds sick.
So my focus was in marketing and sales, like the business type thing. I did like a thing for the Ross Business School, which was like one of the best business schools in the United States.
Okay.
Did that, and then when I went to Wake Forest, I did it was like a liberal arts studies master's. I didn't get to finish, but, you know, I knew what I was there for. I wanted to go to the league. So
is it hard to like kind of balance school and like be a like basically at a college level, you're basically pro, you know? Like, are you guys familiar with, like, when you do your 10,000 hours, you're basically pro? And I'm sure you guys have put in your 10,000 hours way before you guys went to college. So, like, is it difficult to like balance that?
Like, I'll say this. So for us, we had that structure way before we got to college. So, like, even before I got to Episcopal, and I'm sure Jonathan would agree with this, with Gridiron, like, we were giving Vic our study plans. Like, we had to study. We had to do a certain amount of hours a week of studying, or else we couldn't train.
Oh, yeah.
So,
really?
For me, like, when I got to college, and then when I got to Episcopal, it was the same kind of format. Like, we'd wake up early. Me and this guy would, like, train sometimes in the morning before class, go to class. After class, we have football, and then after that, study hall. So then when I got to college, it was a lot easier for me, like the transition, being away from home on top of that. Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big thing. Like, that's
You're
for
already
real.
used-
Like, a lot of guys aren't used to
No,
that.
for real.
Yeah.
So,
And that's another advantage of growing up here is you had to move out way before.
Yeah.
So college itself wasn't such a huge change.
yeah.
Like, were you guys ever like good students? Like, cause like, no, honestly, like if you like the way you guys are so talented, you know, like I'm sure you guys had the vision, like, yo, I'm gonna play in the league, you know, like it's so easy to just be like, yo, fuck school, I'm just gonna just do my thing. Like, have you guys ever like almost strayed away from that, or like, is there some sort of like thing that you guys have to maintain, and otherwise you guys get kicked out?
So I can speak on that real quick. I was a horrible student.
Oh yeah.
I was a horrible student when I went to school here.
Okay.
Okay.
Bad.
Here.
Yeah.
You're not-
Oh, here,
Not
yeah.
doing homework, didn't care, you know, and it really hit me, obviously, you know, when I wanted, obviously the end goal was to make the transition to a school in the States, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that without grades. And
Yeah.
So it was after freshman year here where I'm like, okay, I got that report card, and it was one of them where, you know, you get the report cards and you kinda, like, you hide it.
Yeah, yeah.
bro. I know those, bro.
One
No,
of them,
no,
so-
mom. They
And
didn't
we
give
had to
it
show
to
it
us.
to we had to show it to not only our parents but Coach Vic too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
when-
Was he strict like that?
Yeah.
Well, like,
most
yeah,
definitely.
he was a really good mentor. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, like big bro type.
That's
thing.
sick.
Okay.
So it's like
Yeah.
you only
That's
want the
huge.
best for your little brother. So it's like,
Yeah.
come on, like.
did he give you guys like tough love? Like, if you guys
Of
weren't
course.
doing well, like, did you
Of
like, yo,
course.
you guys can't train today?
Of course,
Yes.
it was like that for sure. And then, you know, now it's more like, all right, like he's like, you know, embracing us
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
like that back then too, but you know, back
We
then
had
it was
to
like
give
we
you
had
that.
to really lock in because he knows he can't want it more than we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
of course, of
Definitely.
course.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so after that freshman year report card, I had to tighten up. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, you know, I started taking classes more seriously, you know. Grades were still all right, but, you know, sophomore year, you know, they were much better. Obviously, I got
That's grade
accepted.
10 for people.
I know, I was
Freshman
honestly-
year is grade 9.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sophomore year
First-
grade 10.
It was
Okay.
really at Episcopal.
And then junior, senior.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was really at Episcopal when I think, for me, I could speak on myself. I really started becoming a good student.
Wow.
You know, like just with like the study halls, you know, like the support staff we had and everything.
Yeah.
That's when I started like becoming eager to learn. I
Yeah.
wasn't really like a chore to me anymore.
That's
so it was-
wild.
It's a lot
it was
more
a-
interesting too.
Was that a paid
Okay.
thing, like for you guys to go to Episcopal? Like, did you guys
Yeah.
have to pay for that, or were you guys kind of like drafted to go to high school?
No,
almost?
not drafted.
It was like scholarship. So you
scholarship.
pay
Okay.
a percentage based on the income you make kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it like tuition's like 64 grand.
No,
a year.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
going to college.
So
Yes,
we
bro.
we were basically going to school for free. We were not
yeah.
paying anywhere close to
Yeah.
that.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you know, meals were included, housing
yeah.
included, everything's included.
Shout
We
out to
were-
Episcopal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that could get really expensive. Because like
bro.
it's all because you're also considered like a international student, right? Going from
Yeah.
Canada to the States,
True.
and the currency
it's a lot,
conversion,
it's
bro.
a lot,
That's a
it's
lot of money,
yeah.
you know.
And we went to school with like people whose parents were billionaires.
Oh,
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
It was just the type of school
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, like Jonathan said, here I was a horrible student. Like I was.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
the-
what
the,
it was. I
The
think-
transition really like kicked it in.
Yeah, I was young, you know, just didn't really
Yeah.
care much for school out here. But then once it kicked in, like it kicked in a little later for me. That's why I went later. So I
Okay.
didn't really have the grades to get into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
Wow.
really have the grades to get into Episcopal at first. And then even when I got in, I just barely got in. I had to
Yeah.
go to summer school. I had to do all that. So
So they really like ingrained that in
Yeah.
you. Like to play, you have to be doing well
like
in
people
school.
think, oh, it's just like, oh, we went. Like, no, there was a lot of like
Yeah.
grinding that went into it. So then when I
Damn.
got there, I did things like, you know, I asked for help more. Like over
Yeah,
here, I
yeah.
wasn't like, you know, you don't want to do that because it's not really necessarily cool when you're
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, younger.
And that's the
but-
thing too, because like there you're surrounded with similar
Yeah.
similar-minded people, right? Like you guys are all athletes. You guys have this similar goal,
Yeah.
similar vision. So like, there's no like, oh yo, don't. Well, yo, why are you doing that? You know, that like
Yeah.
that's whack. You know, like everybody's kind of like in the same headspace. So
Everybody, even the non like athletes, they're like their goal is to get to college. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like get to like the big colleges. And you see people like when they don't get into the schools that they want to, like they're crying. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a real thing over
It's
there. you know
competitive
what I
out
mean?
there.
Very
Yeah.
competitive.
And what was the football like? Like, were huge stadiums in high school? Like, was a huge transition in terms of the games, the fan base, like things like that? Because when I picture like U.S. high school, it's like CFL basically.
bro,
Depends on
it's
the-
huge, bro.
Depends
like,
on the. I don't know about CFL, but it depends on the state you're in. Like Texas, yes. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
it's big down there. Virginia, it was cool. It was big. We had a really nice stadium at our high school.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
there's like a couple games a year where we would like pack it out, and there would
Okay.
be like what, like 10, Woodbury game probably had like 10,000 people.
Really?
At that game, so.
Damn.
I mean, I'm not surprised, bro, because like I played in the state for a little bit for like for tournaments for baseball, bro. Like some of these high school were literally the size of like a hospital, bro.
Yeah.
Like the buildings are huge, bro, and like they just put so much money. Like you were like astonished on like Louis Real, bro. But like that's
crazy to
nothing,
me.
bro.
That's nothing.
Yo,
Like,
that's
there's
nothing.
also a lot of people there.
Yeah.
A lot of like the population is huge over there. So.
Yeah.
In
If
Virginia?
y'all if y'all saw like Episcopal, you would think it's a college.
Yes,
Yeah, eh?
yes.
You would
Wake
think it's a
Forest
college.
was the same size as my high school.
Really?
Really?
Bro, because I've
Damn.
seen some of your highlight videos in high school, bro. Like you guys, like I would see some videos like, yo, like you guys had like everything. Like you had a media and like the stadium was just like, bro, like basically almost like CFL level
Yeah.
sometimes, you know?
Seriously.
It's wild.
Yeah, it was big.
It's fucking
No, it's
crazy.
sick. But yeah, so school was obviously insane, but like how did you find the transition like into coming out of college, going into the NFL? Like was it easier, harder? Because now you don't have school to deal with, but how did that transition go?
You could probably speak on that. You've been in the league for a year now.
For a year now, but I would say like school's out the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can focus on football. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's a lot more cutthroat, I would say.
Yeah, true.
But it's a lot easier because you have more time to put into your
Just
craft.
that,
And
yeah.
if it's important to you, you're gonna put in as much time. Like you're gonna study film. You're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it as well. But
Mm-hmm.
just the time aspect of not having school is
Nice.
big.
You're basically a full time like just a player.
This is
right
your
now,
job.
right?
This is your job. You're gonna take it seriously, or you get fired. Cut.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like schedule stayed the same, but now it all focused on football instead of you're
Yeah.
studying your games instead of
Right.
school and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
That's
even in
sick.
college is such a big deal. Like how was it like when you guys first year? I know you like you were telling me earlier. You guys both got your like D1 scholarship like first offer on the same week. You said
Yeah.
How
Same
was
day.
same day?
day.
How was that like for you guys? Like what was that feeling? Like take me back to that feeling when you guys like received your first scholarship. Like you know.
I
Offer.
mean, you can imagine, like, obviously the hours that we put in, you
Yeah.
know, throughout the week, and then just to have, like, that work being paid off, you
Yeah.
know, and I can't even describe it. I still remember
I
that
can-
night. I still remember
I still remember that night too. Like I can walk you through how it went down. Like it was first of all, it was kind of like a process. So
Okay.
we had a coach come down from Rutgers and watched us work out in that same dome that
Louis Real.
I had my camp at.
Okay.
So he watched us work out, and like we thought we were gonna get that offer that day. We were,
Okay.
like all excited after the workout because we all killed it.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't get the offer. But I want to say like maybe the next week we ended up going up to Rutgers, and the coach pulled me, Jonathan, and Patrice aside, and he was like, "Yeah, you guys are really good. Like we see a future for you guys here," and like just basically selling like us coming here together and stuff. And
Yeah.
then he dropped the news, and like honestly, I was like, "Damn, like."
It
It's a
hit.
great feeling. I still remember what song was playing in the car. It was "Over My
Damn.
Dead Body" by Drake after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
I was like, damn, like this is what I've been working for.
Yeah.
And then Coach Vic right there, he's he brought us there, and then he's right there telling us like, all right, guys, the easy part, like
Yeah.
you eventually got to go to college and you got to work. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So this is cool. And then after that, the first one came. The first one was the hardest one because it took like a few years.
Okay.
And then after that, they just started rolling in for us.
How many
Yeah.
offers did you guys both get collectively?
Together?
I mean, no,
Just
like
each, yeah.
individually. Sorry. Yeah.
Like 20 plus, right?
Yeah, I had
20
30.
plus?
I had 30.
And
So
there
what-
are these all full rides?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you make your choices? Were those the schools you like were aiming for from the start? Or did you just kind of weigh out where it was, their programs, things like
Yeah,
that?
that went into it.
Yeah.
Where it was, the type of school
Yeah.
that I was going to.
And your program you wanted to go
and
into.
then like, the coaches. Obviously, they say don't go to school for coaches, but, like good coaching staff. Yeah.
Why do they say that? Just because they might
Because
leave?
coaches leave.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
coaches leave. But, that's where the school falls into place. Like, all
Yeah.
right, if your coaches leave, what type of school are you at? Like, I was
Yeah.
at Michigan, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, no matter what, we're going to get good coaches
Yeah.
and I'm going to get a great education.
Yeah, Michigan and Penn State. Like, I don't know too much about college football, but like as far as I know, those
You don't
are some
have
of
to
the
know
best
much.
ones. Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just know like those are big ones, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's sick.
And
so
for you said you got 20, right?
Yeah,
Like
like
some
20
20
plus.
plus.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
And what made you decide for it with Penn State?
Kind of what Luigi was saying, obviously a program big time football, good academics.
Yeah.
You know, big time football, good academics.
That's it. It's good schools.
Why didn't you guys go to the same school? Did you guys get like any offer that like from the
A
same
lot
school?
of our offers were the same. Like I had Penn State, he had Michigan, we
Okay.
had Rutgers. Like the early years, it was like, all right, we all going to the same school.
Yeah.
But then it just time goes on, and you have different needs. You know
Exactly,
what I mean? Ended up working out. We got to play against each other a couple times. So
that's
now
cool.
I'm looking forward to playing each other in the league.
Damn.
So, yeah.
That'll be
crazy.
insane. What was it like playing each other in college? Like,
Yeah.
was that huge?
Well, I didn't play much, so
Okay.
but at Michigan. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see him. You know, like we took a picture after the game.
Yeah.
It was.
I think I seen that. And you
Exchange-
posted on
Actually,
Instagram.
took a couple
Exchange
pictures.
jerseys.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one where the year I was injured, he came. I got to watch him play. That was special.
Yeah.
You know, did his thing. And then there was the year I went over there, and we took a picture like kneeling, praying. And
Okay.
that was a special moment for sure.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That is insane. Like
Mm-hmm.
two Ottawa kids out there playing college together, now both in the league. That's insane.
Bro, actually, there's a lot of people I've been seeing. There's a lot of people in Ottawa that's like actually making it to
There's
the league.
5
bro.
of us right now that are like active players in the NFL. Like
Wow.
people don't know that. Like
Yeah, like,
Ottawa's
Ottawa really
pulling
runs
up.
the football, like the scene in Canada. Like
Do you think Gridiron was like a part of all of those?
not all the guys,
Okay.
but definitely a lot of us.
They played a huge role with you guys.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And we've all played against each other. Like in the leagues out here when we were younger, we've all played against
Yeah.
each other. We've either played with each other. Like
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, like the thing that's always blown my mind is like, so yeah, literally grade 10 is the first big jump you made, but that's literally after already 10-ish years of playing. Then you go through all of high school, all of college, and all of that, you're trying not to get a career-ending injury. Like, was there anything that was risky, like any big injuries that kind of put you in a scary place there?
For me,
Yeah, bro, what
man,
happened with
I had,
you?
So
Actually?
when I first got to Michigan, I was doing really well. You know, during camp and stuff like that, doing really well up until like the last week of camp. Tore something in my knee, and I was like, "Damn!" Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be, you know, like a quick, like maybe like a month or 2 or something like that. I ended up tearing like a ligament in my knee, and I was out the whole season. I had to do rehab.
Damn.
Didn't take it seriously, but then after that, all right, I'm back. I'm like, all right, let me get back to it. You know, I'm doing well again. Same thing, like maybe like a week apart. Injure the other knee.
Wow.
Boom, and I'm like, at that point, I'm like, damn, I'm at an all-time low. Like,
Yeah. Were
bro,
you
like,
worried about if you could
that's
keep
when
going?
that's when it was like, all right, like, damn, I don't know, like, am I
Yeah.
gonna make it to the league? But like that inner, I don't know, belief,
Inner
was like,
dog,
I had
bro.
to
Just
like,
knew it.
I was down on myself for a little bit, but then I had to kick that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just rehab really hard. I'm gonna come back and I'm just get better.
Yeah.
And then even after that, like, there wasn't any injuries, but like, at that point, everybody had came in with had already like developed and gotten better. And
true,
then I had to. I'm thinking I'm gonna come back the same way, but no, like I had to relearn how to move my body in certain ways.
Yeah.
Like my brain wanted to move faster than my body could.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Wow.
I had to do that, and it took a couple years. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I ended up like leaving Michigan. You know, I feel like I needed a fresh start because there was such a like. I don't want to say negative because I had great moments at Michigan.
Yeah.
I love Michigan. I still support them till this day. But I just felt like I had to get a fresh start
Yeah.
to feel like myself again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Which
No,
I
that
got
makes
at Wake,
sense.
which I, you know, shout out to Wake Forest because I really found myself again over there and I was having fun with it again. And,
Yeah.
you know, I played really well over there. So,
Yeah. Johnny, anything from you?
Nothing serious.
No?
Nothing serious. Like I dislocated my elbow in high school.
Okay.
I mean, recovered from that. But nothing serious to really keep me out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because, dude, the odds are just so wild to me. Like, it blows my mind. Not only all the competition, all the years you're playing, injuries, like, then on top of all that, you have to be some of the most skilled on the team. Like, it's insane.
It's a lot.
yeah.
And they do a lot of like medical like screening, right? Like it's like I know you were telling me one time, like last time we had a conversation, you had to do so many like medical screenings for them to just see that you're actually healthy and you're fit. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, bro, like when you're playing in the league, you guys are like they're
investing in
investments,
you.
right?
Yeah.
They're investing in you, so they want to make sure that they're making the right investment.
Yeah, so like when I was coming out, I had to do so many MRIs, so many X-rays, because I didn't play after like the injury. So my first 2 years I had got hurt. I told you guys about that. I didn't really play much after that, not because of injuries, but because like depth chart and, you know, coaches had already moved on and they had their guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So people thought I was just injured the whole time. And that was kind of like the speculation. So I was like, nah, I had to like prove to the scouts and the coaches in the NFL, like, you know, I'm good. Like, it's just, it was just, you know, it didn't work out in my favor. You know what I mean? So I had to do a lot of scans, a lot of that stuff. So, yeah.
Wow.
That must have been felt weird because like you just felt like you were like you're almost being written off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like, do you guys ever
much.
feel that way sometimes? Like, you guys are just being written off just because, like, I'm sure, like, every year there's, like, new players, like, new upcoming players. Like, is it easy to kind of just, like, think, I'm like, oh, fuck, yo, like, I'm falling behind? Is that like, a thought that crosses your mind?
So, with that being said, you know, obviously, very competitive, right?
Of course.
And I think, like you said, with the turnover rate, with guys coming in, you know, like all the time, it really just forces you to be on your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, to be on your shit, you know, take care of your body, make sure you're eligible academically, make sure you're starting the playbook, you know, because if you're not doing your job, there's someone who will.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
Someone
That's
will.
true.
So,
because I remember, like, when you guys were in Ottawa, I know everyone, even like before grade 10, in the years prior, like everyone knew you two were like excelling above the rest. Like, I remember I can picture so many gym classes where Jonathan's just booking it through everybody, just playing touch football, just him against the whole class, just kind of skirting through everybody.
Not even just football, bro. Like dodgeball,
No,
too, bro.
anything.
These guys like, were just crazy, bro. Dodgeball, that was
Competitive, man.
No,
competitive.
but when you were out in the States, high school, college, both, like, were you kind of seen as excelling, or were you just with everyone else? Like, was everyone on that same level?
yeah, I let my
feel
film
like
talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like at our high school, coming in, we were still like, because we had come in with offers before that. You know what I mean? So we still like had to prove ourselves as those guys. But then once, you know, we got it going, and like when we got to Episcopal, we established ourselves. And,
Yeah.
You know,
And it
that
kept
went
going
the
from
way
there.
it did, yeah.
Because, like, in college, is it like, is every single player, I'm going to the league, I'm up here, I'm good? Or is it like some people who are just kind of there because it's fun?
Most of the guys, yeah. Most
They're
of the
all
guys are
fighting
like
for
that.
it?
Everybody's fighting for it, especially when you go to school like Michigan and Penn State, like,
definitely.
week after week, day after day, like you're competing against somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
No, for real. Damn.
Yeah, like even like you're always competing. Like even you said, like once you're in the league, you still have to like compete for your spot,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You
like-
have to make the team.
You have to essentially retry out every year to
Yeah.
be on the main
That's
roster.
so wild, bro. I thought like
Yeah.
once you're in, bro.
No, yeah.
Like-
you got to make it, like, especially guys like us. We weren't drafted, so
Yeah, so you
know
gotta
what I mean?
fight for
Like,
it.
So what does that mean when you're undrafted? Because I'm not so like into the like football thing. Like, but what does it mean like when someone's undrafted?
So at the end of the draft, each team has about like 12 picks maybe on average, 12 picks on average. And then on top of those picks, they also can sign about 15 to 20 undrafted free agents. Guys who did
Okay.
not get drafted, they could sign up to 15 to 20 depending on what their situation is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each team will bring in a handful of undrafted guys alongside the drafted guys.
Yeah.
Okay. But what's the difference between but you're still like in the same level though, right?
Yeah.
At that
Everybody's
point.
same level. I would say the drafted guys do have a little bit more leeway, like especially like the first to 3 round picks.
There's
Those
more money
guys-
invested into
There's more
them.
money invested in
Okay.
them.
Yeah,
So,
because
at
they
that
gave
point,
up a
it's
pick
like-
for that player.
Yeah.
But you're still a part of the team though, right?
Yeah, no,
like you're
100%.
still
Like-
part of the
like,
team.
for
You're
me, I
doing the
didn't-
training and everything
Yeah,
with the
like
same.
you do everything. Like for me, I didn't get drafted, but I ended up making the roster.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
is like rare for guys that don't get drafted like that. There's always
Okay.
gonna be like maybe 3 or 4 guys that end up making the roster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. It's a lot harder than, you know, a first round pick. Like those
Yeah.
guys are guaranteed to make the roster because there's so much money invested. So,
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like when you so like you're undrafted, but then like does it ever like become like, okay, yo, like you're not performing, like they can just kick you out, or like are you in a contract? Like if like when you're undrafted, like when you go undrafted, are you like in a contract with the team, or are you kind of more like, yo, we'll take you under our wing. If you do well, then we'll sign you a contract, or is it more of just like, how does that go?
So you'll sign a contract, but you can get cut at any time. Some guys get cut and they ask you to come back and be on the practice squad. So
Okay.
every team is allowed to have like 14 guys where they can keep on the practice squad and develop, and then, you know, those guys might eventually make the team, or they can get cut at any moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Like, so even
yeah.
if you've made the roster, you can still get cut the next.
Yeah, you can still
the
get
year
cut.
after.
You can still get cut. They can bring somebody else in. Like, that's the thing about the NFL. It's so competitive.
That's so brutal,
And that's
bro.
what forces you to just be studying, training, fighting
taking
for it.
care of your
constantly.
body. Like,
yeah.
And that's why when I see you guys here, when you guys are in Ottawa, like I think like, yo, these guys are back, you know, they're just probably like hanging out, you know, kicking it. But I see you guys training all the time, you know?
Yeah, still going to gridiron. I know you're getting into boxing, just getting all different types of fitness in.
I know you guys were running hills too the other day. I seen that story, but yeah, I guess literally no days off, eh?
No, it's important to us. So,
but how's like a typical week in off season versus in season? Is it much different, or you training either way?
So it's pretty different. You know,
Oh,
during the season, you know what games will be on Sunday. So basically, you'll have practice, you know, throughout the whole week leading up to that game with probably like a couple lifts in there, as opposed to the off season where there's no games, right? So you're just grinding through the whole week. Grinding through the whole week, obviously smart, right?
Yeah.
But like couple off days, you know, passive recovery days, but you're just grinding throughout the whole week, just cycles.
Yeah, because in season part of it is staying fresh for the game while training, finding that balance.
Exactly.
Off season, you're just grinding.
Yeah.
What do you guys have? Do you have like a pregame ritual? What do you like to do before a game?
Night before, I just like to chill, unwind. Call my mom, call my girlfriend, pray. Get in the boots, the recovery boots.
Okay.
I've seen
just
those.
make sure my body's fresh. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No rituals, but I do have a routine.
Big routine. Like Luiji was saying, you know, I try to like throughout the week just prepare so I could just relax on game day. You know, I could just be calm, you know, just relax.
You got like a pregame song. You got like on the day of, morning of, is there like a grab a coffee on the way? Like what's I guess caffeine's not really the best thing.
I don't drink coffee. I haven't gone to coffee yet. I don't plan on
caffeine and cardio don't really mix well.
I know guys who do it.
They have sports drinks that have caffeine in them. Not really my thing.
Yeah, I know, and like that's the thing too, bro. Like if you get into caffeine, bro, like and you get like addicted to that, like your body needs that to almost like adapt to like on your own. Exactly, yeah. I know, like I'm really not on that wave, bro, because like I don't know. I mean, my body doesn't respond well to caffeine, and I don't even see any difference.
I don't have the
like,
need for it.
I love it. I need it. I'm on my third coffee today right now.
That's wild, bro. That's wild.
I'm the other end of the spectrum. It's not. You don't need that much.
When did you start drinking coffee?
I actually hated it in high school. Like I hated coffee, but I got into it like in university.
Okay.
But mostly like, bro, in university, because I was powerlifting at the time, so it was like pre-workout, Monster, coffee all day, like multiple of each.
I used to drink coffee when I was a kid, bro. I was poor growing up, so like back in the Philippines, bro, I used to eat rice with coffee, bro.
Oh my god.
The struggle days, bro. I swear to God, bro. What?
I was growing up in the Philippines, bro.
Honestly, bro. When you grow up in like in a poor country like that, you become really like resilient, you know, like you when I came to Canada at 9 years old, bro, and I found out I couldn't stay home alone, I was like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, yo, exactly, just different mindset, bro. I walked to school in first grade, you know, like I'm just walking to school and like it was just normal, you know, but like whereas here is a bit different. But I mean, in like the Philippines, bro, I just learned to be a man like at an early age, bro. Like if I wanted candies, I would go and sell like scrap metal to the junkyard, bro. Like it was just like that type of lifestyle, you know.
I grew up here, but a lot of that stuff like my parents went through when they were in Haiti, you know what I mean? So a lot of that stuff was instilled in me at the young age. Like, you know, I did stay home alone. Like I cooked myself food, like took care of myself. Like when my parents were at work, you know, took care of my brother. Like I was good. Like I was good on my own. Like a lot of that stuff helped me today too. Like I'm very independent. So
now that's one thing. You really learn to be independent at a young age. You know. So how was it like growing up? Like did you guys have a lot of support from your family and whatnot? Like how was that? Because I know like with a big dream like with a dream like you guys, like it's really important to have like that support system, whether that's from your friends or family. And like what kind of role did your like kind of like parents play in that growing up?
So my mom, she worked a lot, but you know, she was there for me. She supported me, you know, always prayed for me before every practice game. My dad was always there driving me to practices, chilling with Jonathan's dad while we were training. Like they sacrifice a lot. Like there was times where our dads would be in there till like 10 p.m. just waiting on us to get down training. So
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You had a lot of support. Parents, you had Vic. Like, that's awesome. Yeah. You think that was a big part of what got you there?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, like having like your parents' support is actually such a big deal,
huge.
because like you just ride on that energy, bro. Because like even just seeing your parents do like the sacrifices that they make for you just to play a sport, like from like, especially if you don't come from like a lot of money, like your parents are just like putting in money on your equipment, putting money in like you joining camps and whatnot. Like I've been through that, like. And like it's just crazy. Like you really have to just appreciate that. You
don't notice it when you're young because
exactly you think it's normal.
Good, some parents are good at making it look easy, but it's not. It's not. But at the end of the day, I appreciate my parents for that. Appreciate his parents. His parents used to have the snacks for us at halftime.
Oh yeah,
I remember the oranges, bro. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. It was something different about them oranges. Man, I swear to God.
Yo, I love parents that was like super supportive. That would just like just take one for the team, bro. Yeah. Like like I remember when I played baseball, like some parents would take one for the team and just like give all the kids a ride to like, especially if you have like a game in the States or like I don't know, Toronto, like, and your parents can't make it. Obviously you're like 15, 16, you can't drive yourself, but like some parents just like would take kids under the wings. His
dad drove us to a camp before in New Jersey. Bro. And that was the camp that honestly that camp right there is probably what got us ranked, right?
The Rivals camp.
Yeah, that's what got us ranked in
oh really?
Yeah. What grade was that?
Grade 9, I want to say. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably grade 9. Yeah.
So you think that's what kind of started you going into Episcopal?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have like a breakthrough moment? Like you're like, oh fuck yeah, you know what? I'm good. I think I got what it takes to play in the league. Like obviously the confidence is always there, but obviously you're competing all the time. But like, have you guys ever had a moment where like, okay, you know what? I think I'm on the right track. I think I got it in the bag.
I mean, I would say like probably when we got our first offers when it became real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Became real, when we're presented with that opportunity, that we know that
this is proof
we can go and play college football now.
Yeah.
I would say that for me.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that it was more real, but for me, like it was when I got to college, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know how it's gonna go. And then my first practice was really good. That's when I realized I was like, okay, I can do this. And then same thing with the NFL. Like got to the NFL. Obviously, there's guys that are really good, but I felt like I was there. I could with a little more time and just keep practicing. And I have great coaches. So,
and you saw that you can compete at this level.
Yeah, definitely.
Because before that, it's like you're excelling. In Ottawa, you're excelling in high school, but you never know if there's gonna be a point where it's like, okay, I've kind of reached my peak, but you just kept competing.
You just gotta have that growth mindset. Honestly, bro.
Definitely.
Like, that you're gonna get better every day. Find something. Like for me, I have the saying, like, it's not my saying, but the saying that I've heard along the way, like 1%, get your 1%.
Yes,
whatever
dude,
1% better every day.
It's so true.
Up.
Exactly. I live by that. That's so true.
If you were to take back, would you do anything different? Like if you were to travel back in time, would you guys do anything different? Or do you guys think that like the path that you guys took was the perfect path for you guys to take?
The path I took was definitely what I needed.
Yeah.
But I would say, because a lot of guys would be like, nah, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't take it back. But for me, like, so I felt like when I got to Michigan, they had checked my knees out and stuff. I had like a torn ligament in both, but it was one of those where it was like, I didn't even know it was a torn ligament when I was in high school. I just thought it was like, all right, I'm going to get to college. I'm going to get in the right weight room program, get stronger. And, what was going on was going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
So I would probably get the surgeries done at the same time.
Okay.
And then that way I would have had a little bit more time just to recover and then, get into it. But, honestly, like my process was definitely what I needed. I had a lot of adversity. And one thing about adversity, it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? So I learned that along the way.
Yeah. And if you get lucky enough to not have any adversity, or I don't even know if I'd call it lucky, but then when it does hit at the higher level,
you don't know how to handle it.
Yeah. I think Johnny, you were saying stuff like that at the camp.
Yeah. I mean, like going back to what your question was, like there is really no perfect path in life.
Yeah.
There is it doesn't exist, and I think that the trials, right, and the tribulations and the adversity and the things not going your way is actually a blessing in a sense, because it really builds you up into who you want to become. If you show me someone who has never gone through adversity, has never had anything not go their way, they're probably not doing much.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying? Or
Absolutely.
they're probably not reaching their full potential, whatever field they're in. So I think that obviously, you know, the times that the nightmares, so to speak, like I think we should really, you know, honestly be thankful for them in a sense, you know, because they're really building you into who you want to become.
And it builds your confidence that like, now I know if anything comes,
exactly.
I don't need to be scared anymore because I've been through so much.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's so true.
Yeah, like we don't want to take too much of your time, but this has actually been so dope. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
good.
have one.
No,
I have one big question.
I'm good. What time is it? I'm good. I'm good.
We're like 40 minutes, but
Yeah.
like,
Okay, no, we're
in
chill
no
on
rush
time.
either.
We're chill on time.
Yeah, we have no rush. But I do have one good question I want to know from you. So, coming from Ottawa, small town that's not really known for making NFL players, like for anyone anywhere in the world, do you have any advice for them if they have the goal of making it to the league?
You want to go first on that?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple because I know he's gonna go long. But
No, it's just a conversation, you
two
know.
things, man. It's three things for real. So you gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, nobody can want it more than you do.
Yeah.
You gotta have that inner belief. Like when adversity hits, you gotta believe that. All right, I'm gonna get through this. It's gonna be cool. Second thing, sacrifice. Like I said, we put in hours. Like I'm talking about. We're in that L'Oreal Dome like 6-7 days a week, just grinding 3 times on Saturdays in the summers.
Damn.
Like, yeah. So there's that, and then consistency. Like one thing I learned, like getting higher and higher in the levels, the like football levels or whatever, is you got to be consistent. Like, you know what I mean? You got to be consistent with your character. You got to be consistent with your play. At the end of the day, that's what's going to keep you. Like, you can be a really good player, have a really good day, and then the next day, like, you're shit.
Yeah.
That's not doing nothing for anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're the same guy every day who's consistent, great character, baller on the field every single day, like, that will take you farther in life than anything. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so like what I would say is being process oriented. You know, being process oriented. A lot of time, you know, everyone has dreams and aspirations and goals, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people focus on the goal itself.
the finish, yeah.
But the reality is, although you got to have that, you know, in the back train of thought, you got to be focused on what you can do to get that goal. Does that make sense? So
yeah, for sure.
I would say just being process oriented. If you want to get faster, don't think about getting faster. Think about, okay, what drills am I going to do?
Yeah.
What am I going to do
That's
to
facts.
work on my body? And that just applies to life. Whatever you want to do, just being process oriented.
Yeah.
That starts with having a plan.
Absolutely.
Having a plan, not just freestyling life.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be intentional about what you do and how you go about your business.
Yeah.
So just being process oriented. Know what you want. Know the goal. But don't focus too much on the goal. Focus on what you can do to achieve it.
Yeah.
goal,
And that goes back to like the 1% every day thing is like, I want to be faster. It's not, oh, damn, why am I not faster already? It's like, okay, I got my legs a little stronger today. I got a little more agile today. I increased my explosiveness a little bit today. Like that's just work on that process every day.
Yeah, that holds a lot of weight, especially for me, bro. Because like sometimes I like to freestyle things. You know, sometimes I'm just so confident in myself that like I have a vision, but I was like, yo,
It's good to have that confidence.
Yeah,
though.
I know,
It's
but
good.
sometimes definitely it's true. You know, you gotta see the
You gotta know that
process. You
line,
got
yeah.
exactly.
Find
you know,
the
like you gotta
balance.
know the steps on how to get there. Because sometimes I find myself just like, hey, you know what? I have a goal. I just gotta work. You know, but
Yeah.
without actually having a clear vision.
And a lot of times you gain confidence throughout that process. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
by just doing it too,
Absolutely.
you know, and taking
Absolutely.
risks too, you know,
Yeah.
and whatnot. I mean, like, I want to change the gears here a little bit, but I know everybody knows you guys as like football players and whatnot, like, but like, I want to know more about you guys, you know, like, we kind of parted ways in like 10th grade and whatnot, but like, what do you guys do outside of football? You know, like for fun. I'm sure you guys do something outside of football. Like, what do you guys do?
So I just started doing a little bit of boxing.
Yeah.
Mainly for
Okay.
like to help, you know, with football. A lot of the stuff like
No, for
hand-eye
sure.
coordination, all that stuff. And honestly, it's really fun. It's been fun. It's
It
been
is.
refreshing to just do something a little different.
Yeah.
But still in like my avenue as far as like, you know, sports.
Still progressing
and
you,
stuff
but you
like
get to
that.
like take your mind off specifically
So
football
that,
for a bit.
Yeah.
Would you do a celebrity like UFC match? Yo,
I
MMA
don't know,
match,
man.
bro?
I don't
Paul,
think so,
what's
bro.
up?
Yo, I'm dead. I mean, it's a really popular
money
thing
in that.
nowadays,
You can make
bro.
some money,
There's a lot
though.
of money in that.
There is,
Yeah.
bro. There is, but you just gotta build your name first, you know, because like I know like they make a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, even like when Jake Paul first fought like Nate Robinson, you know,
had a lot of the real boxers mad because they were making so much money. But now you're starting to see a lot of the boxers fighting bigger boxers like Tank and Ryan Garcia, like the return of the super fights. So there's a lot of good fights that are coming back, and you know, taking the light off of the YouTube boxing.
So you like combat sports? You like you're a fan.
I like
you're a
combat.
fan.
I like UFC, boxing.
That's hype. That's hype. What about you, Jonathan?
I mean, as you know, I play chess a little.
Yeah. I just took it out, bro.
He just whooped
That's too
David
soon. That's too soon.
Bro, that was an intensive game, though. That was an intensive game.
It was.
Not really.
Oh man, I heard
you gotta take
even
a
more.
picture of the
Bro,
board
I'm
after
getting
this.
disrespected in my own
You gotta
podcast.
take a
I'm
picture of the
cheating.
board after this.
I have a picture of them playing, but
Oh.
they played a game before and it was close, but Johnny took it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really do much outside of, I mean, I'm a simple guy, you know. One thing that's big about me, you know, aside from football is, you know, my relationship with God, you know, shout out Jesus Christ, you know.
Shout out Jesus.
Shout out.
Just like, it was kind of in high school. It was actually at Episcopal when I really started, you know, coming to faith, you know, having faith, reading my Bible, you know, praying more often, you know, developing a relationship with God and everything, you know. That's like above football for me. That's the most important thing in my life, I would probably say.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Do you think that was helpful to you to have something above it? So that
God
football
first.
isn't your one and only thing?
Most definitely. Because, you know, like I always say, you don't want to put your identity in something that could be taken away from you.
Absolutely.
You never want to do that.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous thing to do, you know, and like nothing can take away my relationship with God, which is why it comes first.
No, that's serious.
I'm a big believer in like, when your identity is not just being a football player, or you know, when you have other things going on in your life like God and you know other hobbies, you become a better football player.
Absolutely.
Because then you're not like so disappointed if one thing doesn't work out. You know what I mean? You know how to deal with different things. So.
And it just builds you as a person too, right? Like you don't just have that one thing. You have a lot of things going on, and like it just you learn so much from everything that you do, you know. And a lot of the times, like it translates over to the thing that you do. You know, like when you go through adversity, whether that's like relationship with people or just like doing a business venture and whatnot, a lot of those things can apply to the game of football, you know.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of things in the game of football that apply to life too. So
true.
Of course.
Resilience,
you know,
you got to learn to
Resilience,
grab those lessons and not just let them pass.
Football is the greatest sport in the world, man. Let me just talk about it real quick. Football is the greatest sport in the world. It's the only time where you can like a football locker room, like you can vouch for this.
Yes.
There's nothing like a football locker room. You have people from different walks of life, different cultures, different countries, different ethnicities, different religions, all coming together, you know, grinding for a common goal. Like there's nothing like a football locker room. There's nothing like it.
Unity,
there's nothing like it.
And it's an interesting sport where there's such a variety of people. Like you can have like short, skinny receivers. You can have huge O linemen.
Very
Like
diverse.
not a lot of sports have that variety in the same team. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
no, like kind of going back to the things outside of football. Like, so you both obviously most of your focus is on that. But do you find it hard to balance like personal life and friendships and family and those things outside of football?
I think it can be challenging at times.
Yeah,
it most definitely can be, you know, because we're so invested into this. You know, there's so many hours we got to put into this, but we still, you know, have lives outside of football too that we need to tend to. So it most definitely can get challenging at times. But I think that Episcopal, and I think you can agree with this, it definitely helped us, you know, gain more of a sense in time management. You know, it helped us get time management. And when we went to college, the transition was a lot easier because of Episcopal, and then we still grew and grew and grew. So it can get challenging though. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure.
Most definitely.
Especially being in another country, like for most of the year, it's challenging.
Yeah.
How is that though? Like being away from home, is that hard, or are you just so focused it's not even really a problem?
I remember when we like first started doing the camps and, you know, getting offers and stuff, like we couldn't wait to leave.
Okay.
Like, couldn't wait to
just get out there, explore.
I want to go to the States. I want to go. But then like once you get away, it's like people look at me crazy when I say it. It's like damn, like, you know, I miss Ottawa. Like, that's why I'm so happy whenever I come back. You know what I mean? Because get to link up with people I went to high school with, see my family. Like, Yeah.
It's like your rooted place, you know. It's like it's a place you can always call home.
Exactly.
You know, like for me, like I want to travel to different places, but like if I were to settle in, I'd want to settle in Ottawa, because Ottawa is such a just a low key
chill,
spot
man.
too.
It's
you know,
awesome. It's very
actually
unique.
a great place to live, bro. Like a lot of
it
people
is.
shit on it,
Yeah.
but honestly, like it's quiet enough, but at the same time, it's also diverse enough for you to just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this on
Yeah,
the
we
way
were.
here. Tell me what we was talking about, man.
It's like a lot of the people that talk shit about Ottawa and like say, oh, it's boring, whatever. Like those are the people that were here the whole time, so they never really got that experience
How
to
reference it.
Yeah, to get out and actually live somewhere. Like not, oh, I'm gonna go to Montreal for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Like no, like we're away. Like I'm going on like my 10th year being away.
That's wild.
So
And in multiple different
Yeah,
cities, different
exactly.
states. Yeah.
Not
it's
only
like-
that, man. I think you just need to be doing something, bro. Like a lot of people that are complaining are people that just like
They're
have
not
the
doing
same
shit.
lifestyle
Yeah.
every day. You know,
Went
like
to
you.
college, got a government job. They're
Like, yeah,
like,
no,
li-
exactly.
life's
No,
consistent.
and not to shit on those people, but at the
No.
same time, I don't think they should discount Ottawa
Yeah.
for
No.
being what it is. If you're doing the same thing every day, of course it's boring. You're doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
It's not the environment that's the problem. You're the fucking
You're the
problem.
problem.
You know,
Ottawa,
it's just
Ottawa
like
has so much potential. Like
It's true.
People don't know, but like Ottawa's actually bigger than Toronto.
Yeah.
Really?
No, it's a
Yes,
big,
bro,
it's
like-
a huge city.
area-wise?
Huge area-wise,
It's
like it's
giant.
bigger.
It's
So
huge.
That's wild.
And
I mean,
like
if
to
you don't
be-
like it, if you don't have enough stuff to do, cut some trees down and do something.
I'm
man.
saying,
Don't
you
cut
got
the trees down,
space.
but- you know what I mean? Like the ones that aren't protected,
outside.
the ones that aren't protected, but like, you know what I mean? Like let's build something. Like I know me and him were talking about it. Like in the future, we got some plans. Like we wanna build some stuff, man.
Yeah.
We wanna
Yeah,
make
yeah.
Ottawa like.
you just gotta be doing
No,
things,
make
man.
something
Like
out of it. No, for real.
Yeah.
It's true. There's so much potential here. Like we got sports teams, we got
Yeah.
we got CFL, we got Gatineau right there.
Senators
Like,
just
you
got a
the-
new owner. They're talking about bringing the team downtown. Like
Yes,
I think that's
that's
big for
wild.
the
Breton
Shout out to
Flats.
Senators. I need to drop the puck one time.
Yes,
For
you have to.
That'd be crazy.
But
Yeah,
no,
holler
yeah,
at y'all,
LeBreton
man.
Flats would be
Come on.
sick.
Yeah, I mean, Ottawa's not that boring, bro. Because, like, honestly, I thought that too for a little bit. But, like, last year, Mason and I got into cycling, and we just started cycling around Ottawa,
Beautiful
bro.
scenery.
There's a lot of scenery,
Beautiful
bro.
scenery.
I'm saying.
Is this a place where you guys would settle down, like, or like, would you guys?
Yeah, I think
Find
so.
another
I
place
definitely
home.
want a spot in the States as well. But majority, like this is probably where I'm gonna raise my family.
Okay.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, because your girl's here too, right?
Yeah, my girl's here.
Yeah, and your girl's here too, right?
Yeah, shout out
so-
Lister, man. Shout out
Hey.
my baby.
Yeah,
I love it.
Do you guys have any like? I know like football obviously is like your career, and that's like the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life. But like, have you guys ever planned out on like doing other things outside of football? Like, I know I see a lot of athletes right now going onto business ventures, building their own brand, building businesses. Is that something that you guys want to do as you like kind of like finish off with football? Because like, man, like my favorite athlete, bro, Shaq, because not only is he a great athlete, but he's also a great businessman,
Great
and
investor.
That's insane.
and he's a great person
Great
overall.
person.
Like, is that something that you guys have ever looked into or thought of?
Most definitely. You know, I think, you know, Luigi can attest to this. You know, while, you know, we have our opportunity to play in the league, you know, just networking is so
Yeah.
important while we're
Absolutely.
here. Networking, building relationships and whatnot, and also saving your money. You know,
Yeah.
saving your
Yes.
money,
That's
saving
a
your
hard
money.
one.
So
When
when
you
the game's taken away, right, you still have all those connections, and
Yeah.
you're still financially stable
Yeah.
to make moves. You know,
And
So,
good like financial how you handle your money. You need
Exactly.
to use this time to
That's-
develop that.
That's the thing about football too. Like that I'll give a shout out to is like I've met so many people because of football, like
many.
networking
So
and stuff like
many.
that. So yeah, like I can honestly say like, you know, when I'm done with football, I have like I can go into so many different avenues.
Because you know a lot of people in
Yeah.
different industries,
Yeah,
right? You're just
exactly.
gonna just tap into your connection.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
all
honestly
about-
like a really smart
yeah.
way of going about it. I mean, like you were just talking about, like you want to get into real estate, right? Like that's
Yeah.
something you want to tap into,
Yeah.
and getting into the Ottawa real estate market is honestly
Big.
like
It's up and coming. That goes into
Up
what I
and
was saying
coming.
earlier. Ottawa
Yeah.
has so much
Keep it a
potential.
secret, though.
Like Ottawa has so
Yo,
much
trying to
potential.
buy a house.
I'm saying no, it's true. It's really true. We don't have to get into specifics, but like, was it hard when you saw a little money, like not to just buy a bunch of dumb shit? Because it would be very hard, in my opinion.
Especially if you're influenced around people that have money too, you know? Like if your teammates are just like balling out. I've seen some crazy stories where the rookie would have to pay for dinner and the bill is like $50K.
I had to pay I didn't pay $7,000, but my rookie dinner bill was $7,000 and it was split between me and another rookie. So I paid like $3,500
on a dinner, bro. Sometimes they're savages, huh?
Yeah, bro. But honestly, I wouldn't take it back. There was a lot of like stuff that went into that. So it's like the guys that that made the bill like that. They took me in. They showed me so much love during the year.
It's like an initiation.
Pretty much everybody. They all had to go through it. You know what I mean? So and he's gonna have to go through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's so much that goes into it. So it's like I was happy to do it, and it was a fun experience. So
and it's almost like it's like a thing that you do on every year, right? With rookies and
with
like
rookies, So this year, like like I get to run it over.
Yeah,
exactly.
I won't do them too bad though.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, like, do you guys have any like big plans like this summer going on?
You just had your camp that went well.
I just had my camp that went great. Shout out to you guys for all coming.
It was dope. It was very
shout
fun.
out to Jarrell on the couch right there.
Yes.
Jarrell, we gotta have Jarrell come in here in a few minutes.
But no, it was sick. But yeah, anything you guys want to talk about? Anything coming up? Anything, or is it just where you're headed? School,
just
or
chilling.
not school, but
Straight grind
football.
mode. Honestly,
No more school.
Straight grind mode. Straight grind mode.
Yeah, getting ready for a big season.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Are you guys like really strict with your schedule, or like when you guys are in Ottawa, you guys kind of like a bit lenient?
Well, I have the times where I work out. That's like nothing's getting in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have the time where I spend with family, my girl. But yeah, other than that, like there's a lot of time in the day, so I just try to time manage, study all that stuff, study my plays. But at the end of the day, I play the game too. Shout out my squad. David, Clocky. I play Fortnite.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What system?
PS5, man.
PS5?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best
You
system.
play any video games?
Me neither.
No time, eh? No, honestly, when you become an adult, bro, it's like really hard to find time for like leisure things, bro.
Yeah.
Like at night, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's nighttime. Let me watch a movie. I was like, never mind. I'm just gonna go to
sleep.
Exactly.
Sleeping is fun though. Like as an adult,
no, it becomes a big part of your priority, and for real,
bro.
Would I rather play video games or be arrested tomorrow?
Your parents used to be like, yo, go take a nap. I'm like, no, fuck a nap, But now, bro, like, give me a time to just close my eyes for 15 minutes, bro. Just give me 15 minutes. But like, it's honestly like, it's crazy, and like how you just have to hustle as you get older, and like for you guys, it must be like really crazy because like there's a lot on the line for you guys, and like not only like are there people depending on you, like your team and whatnot, but like you really have to hold yourself accountable. Like, is that something that you've was that something that you learned early on, being accountable?
Yeah, definitely. Like through the game of football in life, like you have to be accountable or else you won't grow. Like that's one thing I learned. So
man,
that's crazy. I know Jarrell has a few questions, so I'm going to invite Jarrell on here for a spotlight right here.
Shout out JJ, because you know how earlier we were saying I wasn't really a good student. This guy used to help me out, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Jarrell was smart,
when
bro.
I didn't know like what was going on in the class, this guy would break it down for me. Sometimes give me
we don't need to talk about that.
Shout out JJ, man.
Hey, I'm just glad that like throughout all these years, we said that we were gonna be here, and we're still all friends doing the same thing. It's crazy to think about.
It was really cool to see like at that camp, like seeing. I haven't seen you in a long time, Johnny, and like seeing Jarrell there, Luiji there, like. Yeah, it was actually really cool. It was very sick.
Yeah, looking forward to that content too.
Yeah,
video coming soon.
Coming very soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even think I had anything much to say, but what I do want to say is obviously hella proud of you guys. Yeah. I think this was a great conversation. Just listening to, I was dying, sitting on the couch just laughing. But that's really all I got for you.
I love it.
Shout
out JJ.
Yeah, man. No, this was dope. Thank you all for coming out. This was a lot of fun.
Shout out Landlow, man. Come see these boys, man. They do it all.
Come check it out. Check out the studio. Come be on the podcast. And check these guys out this year.
Yeah.
You guys see yourself playing a lot this year? What do you think?
Hey, man, that's the goal. Taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Gonna get through camp. Gonna work hard, and then hopefully, God willing.
Okay. Tell them teams, numbers. What do they look out for when they're watching?
Seattle Seahawks, number 28.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings, number 43.
Yes.
Skull.
Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
We'll be
Watching.
watching.
Yes.
sir.
All Ottawa,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be
Get a
watching.
jersey, man. It comes back to us.
Okay, there we go. Everyone support. Get a jersey. Hook them up and support
And
these
we
Ottawa
actually played
boys.
each other the first preseason game. Me and Jonathan played against
Really?
each other. So pick comes
That's
home.
gonna be an
We're
exciting
watching.
It's gonna be a
game.
big
Crazy
time.
picture.
Yeah. Huh?
be televised?
Yeah. It's gonna be on TV.
When
bro.
is that?
First preseason. It's a Thursday game, so yeah, it's probably gonna be the only
August
game
10th,
on
I
TV.
wanna say.
August 10th.
It's gonna be the only
Okay,
game on TV.
everyone keep
so.
an eye out
That's
for that,
coming
and
up.
get a jersey before that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you're good.
prices is going up.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to Landlow for videoing my camp.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know if we
Thanks for
mentioned
having
that
us
earlier,
out.
but yeah,
No, that
appreciate
was
you guys.
awesome. That was a lot of fun. I'm happy I was there. Jerseys.
Announcements, upcoming events, anything crazy.
Camp next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
bigger and better.
we could do something. We do something really special, man.
Yeah. Here, their Instagrams will be in the bio, so just follow them. Keep an eye on what they're doing.
Yeah.
August 10th ish, maybe not that exact day, but
Yeah.
watch the game. Man, we're excited. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good season.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Most
man.
definitely.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Y'all.
All
Appreciate
right.
y'all.
Peace.
Love.
Love.